So I did receive a couple more products from Octoly or through Octoly's website. So I have a couple makeup products and then a hair product. I have two items from YSL Beauty right here. I have a lip stain, and then I have the Touche Eclat, and then I also have the Eva NYC Freshen Up Dry Shampoo. So I'll be talking about this one at the very end. I'm going to start with the makeup just because that seems to be a little bit more interesting for me personally. I have the most to say about them, I guess is what I should say. Starting off with the very first item that I received from Octoly, this is the YSL Beauty Touche Eclat, and I've been lusting after this item for about a year now, so I was really excited when I saw this on the website. And this is what it looks like in its container here. It almost has like a rose gold tinge to the packaging. It's really beautiful. It has the little clicky pen, little clicky applicator thing down here, and then the product comes out at the top with a brush tip right there. So I have a pretty fair skin tone, and I just wish, even though I got the lightest shade available, I got shade number 1, which is Luminous Radiance. I still wish that there was one shade lighter. I've went through a couple of these packets too, like this, and I've tried some of the different shades. The number 1, which is the one that I got, has more of like a pinky tone. This number 2 shade had more of a yellow tone, and then 4.5 was really dark for me, and I just used that one. When I used the sample, I would just use the 4.5 shade as kind of like a color corrector because it was so dark and I couldn't use it on its own. I have some mixed feelings about this. I know there's a little bit of controversy about what this is technically supposed to be used for. I know some people like to claim that it is a concealer pen. Others like to claim that it's a matte highlighter. I am one that believes that this is more of a matte highlighter rather than an actual concealer. While it is light enough to brighten just a little bit, it is a little bit pinky toned for me. I mean, I do have like cool undertones to my skin, but it's still a bit pink toned for me. I feel like if there was just one shade lighter, it would be perfect. So that is a little swatch of it there on the back of my hand, and you can actually use this as a matte highlighter anywhere that you have dark areas on your skin that you just want to give, you know, you just want to brighten out those areas a little bit, like say at the inner corner of the eyes would be a nice spot, in between the eyebrows, the center of the forehead, right at the arch of your brow, maybe the Cupid's bow right here, down the center of the nose. At the highest point of the cheekbones is a really nice placement for this. I just feel like it's nice for what it is. I would have a very hard time repurchasing this though. After having the full size and seeing how it does on the skin, I almost feel like the brush tip applicator can sometimes, depending on what foundation I have down before I use this, it can sometimes feel like it's lifting up the product that I have down underneath it. So I had to mess around with that a couple times to see how I liked it the best, see which foundations work the best with it. Overall, this is a really beautiful product. It's very thin, it's very blendable. There's a fresh swatch of it there. And you can see if you just pat it out with your finger. I like to just use my finger, or I will use a synthetic brush to kind of blend it out. It does blend out beautifully. It doesn't really provide a like glittery, shimmery glow. It's more of just that matte brightening effect, and it looks really pretty on the skin. This is a really nice product if you just want to do a very minimal makeup application that day and just, you know, toss on some mascara, some lip gloss, and this guy, I think it would look pretty, you know, pretty put together for a minimal look. Now, I'm not saying that there is a dupe for this product, but I have tried the Maybelline Dream Lumi Concealer Click Pens. I'll put an image up right here. I feel like those have the most similar effect that I've tried out so far. I'm sure there's other products that are a little bit more similar in the formula or something, but This one is a little bit thinner of a consistency than that product. Obviously that one is used as a concealer, but they do have one that's in, I think the lightest one is in the shade Radiant, and that one's more of just a brightener instead of a concealer. So I don't know, depends on your skin tone, depends on what shade you pick up, it depends on what you're using it for. There are a ton of variables with this product. Overall, this is a beautiful product. I'm really happy to have it. I will happily use this entire thing, but I'm just not sure that I could repurchase this. So anyway, there was that. It is quite pricey too. I will put the price up on the screen for each item while I talk about it. So anyway, there was that product. The next item that I got was from YSL Beauty, and this is their Vinyl Cream, well, it's their creamy lip stain, and I got shade number 404, which was Nude Pulse. I did a couple swatches online, or I mean I looked at them online, and I thought that this would be the most suitable for my skin tone. I didn't want anything too crazy bright because I'm not the biggest fan of a lip stain. It says on the box here it is a cream hydration that lasts for 10 hours for nourished and smoother lips day after day. Now I will say that this is quite pigmented for a nude shade. It's very easy to apply, and I did feel like that the stain did last for a very long amount of time. I even noticed the shade was a little bit deeper and more pigmented in the morning. So this is the applicator here. It is flat and pointed, as you can see there, so it's really nice for a precise application on the lips. It does have a very kind of mild, fruity, sweet scent almost, I would describe that as. When I used this, I pulled it out of the container, applied it to my lips, and I had to dip back in. So I guess 2 dips from the container for my application on my lips. Let me give you a swatch really quick right here. The scent on this, while it is noticeable when you first pull it out of the tube, it does fade throughout the day and it doesn't hang around for too long. So there is a swatch on the back of my hand. This is, to me, this is like a coral nude orange. Maybe a peachy orange coral color. So that's what it looks like there, and it's so strange because it does have a staining quality to it, but I feel like there's this hydrating, creamy component to this lip product that kind of makes me a little confused. I'm not sure if I love this product. Maybe I just feel like the specific tone here just wasn't right for my skin tone. Like I mentioned before, I do have kind of a neutral to cool undertones to my skin, so maybe it was just the specific shade match that I'm just not in love with, but there's just something about this that's just not my favorite. When I apply it to my lips, it left like a slight sheen to it. You can see it there. It has a sheen, and it can be a little bit streaky, so you have to be careful with the application process. It did leave this kind of sticky shine, I guess I would call it. It's not really sticky. You can just feel that it's on your lips. It's kind of like a lip gloss, I would say. So it kind of left this lip gloss kind of feeling on the lips for a couple hours actually, and it didn't dry down very quickly, which I was kind of bummed about. I wish it would have dried down a lot quicker. I did find that the second time that I used it, I tried blotting it after I'd had it on my lips for about 20 minutes, and that seemed to work a little bit better for me, just so I didn't have to deal with that kind of glossy residue on the lips for like an hour or 2 before it dried down. I don't know, man. I'm just kind of up in the air about this one. So overall, even though this wasn't, you know, as outstanding as I was hoping it would be, I haven't had a lot of luck with lip stains in the past, so I really wasn't that surprised. I was just kind of hoping that this one, since it is so pricey, I think it's $36, I was hoping that it would be, you know, like a liquid lipstick kind of item, but I know that's not what it's marketed as. So my overall thoughts on this, I felt like it wore comfortably throughout the day, And as I mentioned, the next morning, this was really intense on my lips. So even though I'm kind of bummed about the color that I picked out such a warm toned shade, I still feel like I would be open to trying out a different color of one of these in the future. So anyway, that was my thoughts on the lip stain. And then the final product that I received was this dry shampoo from Eva NYC right here. This one is the Freshen Up dry shampoo, and I was kind of curious about this because I know a lot of dry shampoos will leave that kind of white residue in the hair, that kind of gray or white cast. I've heard some pretty good reviews about this one actually. A couple of people have told me that they don't like it also, but I mean, that's gonna be what it is for every product. I know some people are probably gonna have differing opinions than what mine are, but for somebody who dyes their hair black, I found that this was actually pretty good. I don't think it's as good as my Clarins dry shampoo. I would probably purchase the Clarins dry shampoo over this one, but if this was on sale, I know Ulta does a frequent sale with the Eva NYC products quite frequently. If this one was on sale, I would probably pick this one up. The scent on this is really nice. I thought it was a really nice fresh scent. It almost has like a sweetness to it, but it's not overpowering. It's not a sickly sweet scent. I put this in at night because I wanted to wear my hair down the next day, and I sprayed a little bit more than I usually do. I really don't feel like I spray enough dry shampoo in my hair when I do use it, but I sprayed a little bit extra of this in my hair, and I just sectioned it off and, you know, did a little section here, split it up, sprayed in the roots, and then just kind of let it sit on my hair while I slept. And then when I got up in the morning, I brushed it out, and I didn't have a gray cast. I was quite surprised. So I did notice that my head, like my scalp, felt a little itchy at the end of the day, but sometimes dry shampoos do that to me. Not all of them do that, but for the most part, I would say 9 out of 10 have done that to my head. I don't know, I think it's just having a lot of product right up against the scalp is what makes my head do that. It feels weird. I feel like I need to run and wash my hair when I get that feeling. I would say if you're at Ulta and they have that buy one get one 50% off sale going on, snag this up, try it out. Overall thoughts and opinions on this, I would definitely say it was a positive one, and I'll probably end up repurchasing this. I'm going to give a rating 1 out of 10 on these items. So the YSL Beauty Touche Eclat pen here, I would say probably a 7.5 out of 10 on this one. And then the YSL stain, the YSL Beauty stain, just because I picked a shade that I don't naturally gravitate to, I would probably have to give this one like a 6, 5.5 or a 6, just because of the tone and because I felt like it was a little sticky and I wanted to blot that off. And then the final one, the Eva NYC dry shampoo, this one was probably the best out of the ratings. I would say this one probably has like a 9 out of 10 for me out of the products here. I will leave a link down in the description box as well as some other information about Octoly's website if you're a YouTuber and you wanted to see if you can have some of these items sent to you. I'm not sponsored. I'm not getting paid for these items. I'm just sharing my thoughts and opinions on them. They were sent for free, but these are my honest opinions on these products. So anyway, that'll all be linked down in the description box down there. Just open that up and you'll find it. And that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.